Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back to another video. Now, a couple of days ago, I played Beardy Man's Wild Murloc Paladin. Had a lot of fun with it, and then I thought, Murloc Paladin on standard mode, what would that look like? So, courtesy of a player called PilesOfNoodles, that is a great name by the way, I found this guide on Hearthstone, written by PilesOfNoodles, and had a look through this deck, and it looks very, very fun to play. PilesOfNoodles had an 80% win rate from Diamond 5 to Legend, and overall a 63% win rate. So, very impressive stats. My win rate with the deck is 75%, 6 wins, 2 losses. A very small sample size. So maybe you can't gather too much from that. But let's remember, I've picked this deck up with very little knowledge of how to play it. I didn't read the guide, and just jumped straight in and won 6 games and lost 2. So, all in all, not bad at all. The guide itself has a lot of great advice, but in general, you're looking to curve out. That's the key thing here. You're looking for either a 1-drop, so let's say a Murloc Tidecaller, which you can then buff up with various other Murlocs on subsequent turns. Perhaps you could play an Imprisoned Sungill on turn 1, or coin out a 2-drop if need be, or a pair of 1-drops. So there's different things that you can do, but really curve out, go wide, buff the board with Cold Seer, and utilise Murloc Warleader to buff the attack. And Scale Lord, of course, can give your Murloc's Divine Shield, keep the pressure up, and win the game. That's how I'd summarise the strategy of this deck. So, let's start out
Your soul shall be mine.
against a Warlock.
I will fight with honor.
Now, True Silver Champion. I love True Silver Champion. I rarely play it. This is probably the first competitive deck that I've played True Silver Champion in God knows how long. But it's a great weapon, the more I think about it. It's got 4 attack, it's 2 charge, and it heals you. That's really good value. Really good value. So it's nice to see it included. So, which Murloc do we play? I want to put out as much pressure as possible, so I'm going to play Fish Flinger because it's got 3 attack. Murgurgle only had 2 attack. I mean, it had Divine Shield, but I want to keep the attack power up here. I want to buff the Tidecaller. Maybe that will help protect it from AoE, perhaps. And I'm also now saying to my opponent, there are 2 Tidecallers on the board. If you have single target removal, maybe you have to choose between one of them. But you leave one alive, and then that gives me more pressure for next turn. That's my justification and my thinking there. Wow, all minions take double damage from spells. That's interesting. And that is a lot of healing. So the question is, do I want to go face? Or do I want to trade? Do I want to kill that off? I want to kill it off. But I don't know how. Was that the most efficient way of doing that? My problem is I play quite fast. Hench Clan Hogsteed could have helped with rushing in there, but I don't know. We dealt with it and we've created some pressure. So, very slow turn.
That's not a valid justice.
Underlight Angling Rod. Glorious weapon. Helps to refill our hand. Alright, Murgurgle. God, I'm stumbling over my words. Yeah, Murgurgle. Now that's some pretty impressive AoE. But you damage your own face. Which means you're dead.
Give me strength.
I will fight with honor.
Right, I suggest that this game will be a lot harder. I don't play a lot of standard mode, but from what I can see, Resurrection Priest gets played a lot. And they have taunts. We don't like taunts. And this opening hand, this one drop, ooh, not great.
On wings of destruction they come.
Okay, interesting. I have no idea what I'm facing here. But I don't think it's Resurrection Priest, so maybe that makes me happy. But I have no clue what it is. Next turn, Cold Light Seer. Looking rather pathetic on this board.
The future is clear. Your demise be near.
Oh wow. Okay. They've had their health buffed. That's something, I guess. Okay. That's not bad. And that is a very interesting pickup. Now, Murgurgle doesn't look like much, but he's got Divine Shield. That's actually really helpful.
For justice.
Get another Murloc. Okay. Beautiful entrance. And it's clearly impressed the priest. Because he's blessed us. Right, super wide board here. Ready to be buffed next turn with Divine Shield. Thanks at Scale Lord. Oh. Say goodbye to our board. Okay. War Leader
Blessings.
is a wonderful pickup. When they say blessings to you, that scares me. Would suggest that they've got some kind of lethal? And that they're about to kill you, but clearly not here in this situation, because we've got the Scale Lord.
It is finished.
Oh, and he doesn't want to deal with Divine Shield Murlocs.
Let the games begin. I will fight with honor.
What are mages like in standard mode? Are they oppressive? Like in Wild? In Wild, Quest Mage specifically is the premier tier 1 deck. Very hard to beat. They can kill you within the first few turns of the game if they complete their quest early and get a lot of giants on the board. What's Mage like on standard? This is the question. So what was the correct turn 1 play there? Was it the Imprisoned Sungill, which is dormant, or should I have played Mermy? Or should I have coined out? Both 1-drops. I think I should have coined out 2 1-drops, because then I've got a 2-drop Tidecaller in my hand to follow up with. Consti there saying I need a golden Murgurgle. Murgurgle. Did I say Murgurgle? I meant Murgurgle. See, on wild mode, I used to play an all golden Murloc deck, and I need to craft these new cards in gold. Yes, and the weapons too. I've got plenty of dust. I think I've got 50,000 dust. Just 50,000 spare dust, plus another whole load of dust that I can get from disenchanting duplicate cards. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Although I wanted to craft Jade Druid in gold. So I was pondering that. Don't know how expensive that would be though. Anyway, that turn, should it have been a War Leader or a Felfin Navigator buff? What was correct there? Would the War Leader attack buff have allowed me to get through that minion more efficiently? Again, I should have taken a bit of time to think that through.
I have trained for days.
Oh, that's a taunt, which we can get through very, very easily. Which minion do we want to give poisonous to? We'll sacrifice Mermy. Oh, actually. He doesn't die. Wow. What a board. That's a beautiful board of Murlocs. And we have the War Leader.
We're gonna have some fun.
Okay, he's a Highlander deck. Who actually didn't clear anything. He didn't clear anything.
Checkmate. Well done.
Oh, okay. We didn't even need to drop the War Leader.
Uther versus Malfurion.
Okay, let's look at our final game.
I must protect the
It's against Druid.
I will fight with honor.
And I don't know what the hell has happened to my deck tracker. Anyway, 1, 2, 3. We can count. We have a curve. We're happy. So far, so good. This deck has been working out pretty well for me. So, Tidecaller. Can you kill it? Can you deal with it? Because if you can't, we're going to start hitting your face for a lot of damage. He thinks he's clever. Thinks he's clever. So we stop him from hero powering again there. And we hope the Tidecaller will stick. No? Ooh, bog bees. Okay, fair enough. Right, time to go wide on the board. With the War Leader potentially next turn. There's also Coldlight Seer. But I think this is better. This piles on the pressure. Although the ramp there that he's getting is scaring me a little bit. One card that I haven't talked about is Horde Pillager. I think that is a wonderful inclusion in this deck. Oh, he's nearly dead. So, yes, sorry, with the Horde Pillager, it's an extra weapon that you can get. Extra True Silver for healing,
only the finest
an extra Angling Rod for some Murloc hand refill. It's a really good card. Is he going to stop me from getting lethal here? Is he going to be so rude as to stop me? Oh, bloody hell. And to think, this game was looking so straightforward. But he's making a comeback.
By the holy
Oh, why do you have to heal yourself? Thank goodness for the poisonous effect. That's just put us back into the game.
justice.
Okay. So we're going minion for minion here with him. I think he's got the advantage on the board though. Weapon can go face next turn unless he puts a taunt down. That's not a taunt, but that is actually problematic for us because he's going to very easily win the board back and then represent a lot of damage to our own face. Wow, Murgurgle
By the holy
Murgurgle
light
Prime.
for justice.
And we can actually play it for 1 mana. That's disgusting. Wow, what an outcome. What an incredible outcome. Draw 3 cards. What are you looking for? Savage Roar? Double Savage Roar, perhaps? Would that kill me here? Wow, you found nothing. We just had to get all of our Murlocs Divine Shielded there. I think that was important for lethal. Okay, Pile of Noodles, Murloc Paladin. Ridiculously fun deck. a ridiculously fun deck to play. Games are quick and the pressure is real. That's how I would summarise this deck. And if you're interested in playing it, yes, there are a couple of, and actually I say a couple, there's only one legendary in this deck, and that's Murgurgle. Underline Angling Rod is an epic, and so is Murloc War Leader. Everything else is relatively cheap. So if you're looking for a cost-effective way to face the standard ladder, this deck could be the right deck for you. But I would encourage you to read the guide on Hearthstone first. There's also another video on there of this deck in action, so I'd suggest you watch that as well, and then give the deck a spin, and then maybe come back to the comments section below and tell us what you think. If you have any questions about this deck, any doubts, any concerns, anything positive to say, if you try the deck and find that it works for you and you want to report back, whatever you want to say about this deck, leave a comment in the comment section below. And if you do have questions specifically, then PilesOfNoodles will respond and reply to you. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all again very soon for either more standard or more wild mode fun. Do take care and stay safe.